Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a lot of color happening on my arms, on my face, and that is because today I am playing with this new palette from NYX. This is the NYX Off Tropic palette in the, in the shade Hasta Vista. Two versions of this palette. This is the more colorful version. It has a pretty nice range of shades. It's very vibrant, very colorful, and very tropical as it claims to be. Now I want to know, have you guys heard about this palette? Because I have not heard about this palette until I saw it in the store. I went into Rexall to restock on face wash and I saw this palette. Okay, it was sitting there nice and pretty, and it was open, and I saw it and my eyes literally went like, ooh. I picked it up. It was definitely an impulse buy. I did not need this palette, and I thought it looked nice and it's pretty affordable, so why not try it out for my channel and let you guys know my thoughts. As you can see, there are 10 eyeshadows in this palette, and I do think you get a pretty nice range of colors. The only color I think was missing from this palette was a true fire truck red. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for a true fire truck red from any brand. Like, I cannot find one. Now on the back it does have a lot of information on it. So they divided the eyeshadows by eyeshadow and then pressed pigment. And the ones that are pressed pigments are these four. So these four on the left, these ones are pressed pigments, as well as these two on the bottom. And the rest, so this blue, this, these guys are just regular eyeshadow. I guess the real difference was in the formulation, but personally I felt like they all performed the same. I believe it was $18. I'm going to double check and have the price here. It's up to you to decide if that is worth it for this palette. It doesn't come with a mirror, and I'm not gonna lie, the packaging feels kind of, you know, not as nice as like Huda Beauty packaging, but again, it is a drugstore brand. And I'm also that person who doesn't really care too much about packaging as long as the eyeshadows are actually good. These ones they're just okay in my opinion. You'll see in the demo how I use them. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to talk too much, so let's go ahead and show you guys how I got this look. So before I get started with using the actual palette, I just want to show you guys how I'm going to be priming my eyes, because I really do want to give this palette like a good shot. I want to give it a good base to work with. So what I'm going to be using is from Nars. This is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and this is in the color Medium to Ginger. And I like to use this on my eyelids, especially for more colorful looks, because it's significantly lighter than my skin tone. It really cancels out the darkness that I have on my lids. So I'm going to go in with a flat brush and just lay it down. And just to smooth it out a little bit, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, which is very dirty, and just press it into my skin. So after I applied that concealer on my lids, I'm going to be setting it with a white eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Morphe 350, and I'm going to be mixing this color with this color right here, just back and forth, and use that to set my lid. Now, you don't have to set your lid. I know a lot of people actually prefer not setting their lids, but I feel like the eyeshadow is easier to blend when it's working on top of a powder. I zoomed you guys in a little more. Hopefully you can see my soul right now. Okay, so the first color that I took for this look was the yellow in the palette, and that is this yellow right here. So on the back of the palette they do have some numbers, and I believe this yellow is shade number 8, if that helps you, but it's also the only yellow in the palette, so shouldn't be too hard to find. So I'm gonna take this brush and dig right into that shade. This shade gave me the most problems so far. This is not my first time using this palette. I'm pretty familiar with how the shades work, and this yellow, she's a little hard to work with. Okay, she needs a little extra help. I mean, if you try hard enough you can really build it up, but it's kind of up to you if you feel like you should have to try that hard. And with these eyeshadows, I feel like what has worked best for me is kind of patting and pressing. Is that the same word? Are they synonyms? I don't know. They just work best if I kind of pat, press, press. So now I'm going to take the same yellow on a fluffier brush, and I'm going to go kind of in the crease right above where I just laid it down. I'm going to go in with this color right up here. It's kind of like an orangey peach, and I'm going to lay it down right beside that yellow. I feel like the shadows kind of stick to the brush. It doesn't want to come off the brush. It wants to stay on the brush. And to compensate for that, I've just been going back and forth, dipping in, dipping out, you know? I feel like I am having to do a little more work than I'm used to, but the actual shades themselves are really, really nice. And I'm going to be doing this step for every color, but yeah, I'm going to go back in with a fluffy brush, take the same color, and lay it down in the crease right above where I laid it down. How many times can I say lay down? Lay down, lay down, lay down. Oh, and just so you guys know, in between shades, I am taking my brush and cleaning it off on a tissue, so trying not to like cross-contaminate. Oh my god, my butt is sticking to this chair.
Because he was behind you over here.
Next, I'm going to be taking this bright fuchsia shade. This one right here, that's right beside the orange that I just used. I'm going to take the same brush and repeat the same steps. So with these colors, I feel like I have to hold my brush really close to the end to get a lot of control and make sure that I'm really pressing it down. But if I were just blending, for example, I would normally hold my brush closer to the end, because that way you have a little less control and it makes everything look super blended and seamless. So there's just a little tip for you guys. One good thing about this palette is that the colors aren't getting muddy when I mix them together. I know that was a complaint that a lot of people had with the Anastasia Beverly Hills, was it the Subculture palette? A lot of people were saying when you started mixing the colors, especially in the crease, they weren't really blending together. They were just kind of turning gray and muddy. Yeah, so this palette is not doing that, which is very good. So I feel like this is quickly turning into use every color in the palette challenge. Next, I'm going to be taking this purple right here. It's the brightest purple. So as you can see, there's 3 kind of purpley shades in the palette, but this is the brightest one. And I do feel like I kind of have to scrape the palette a little bit, like rub it back and forth. Even though I am doing that, I don't know if you guys can see, there isn't that much kickback in the actual palette itself. So that's nice. It's not getting too dirty. So anyways, I'm going to be taking this and laying it down on the outer corner. This is another color that kind of gave me a bit of trouble. Like she was kind of fighting back. I think if you have patience and a decent brush, you'll be okay. So I'm going to take the same fluffy brush, go in with that purple, and I'm going to wing it out a tiny, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. R-E-S-P-C-T. Okay, I'm done.
I feel like something weird is happening right here. Can you guys see that? Something is going on there. I don't know what it is, but I feel like the color is kind of fading a little bit where I apply more color. I don't know. Am I tripping, or do you guys see that too? That's weird. That didn't happen on the side. I feel like these shadows are ghosting me. I'm like, man, I've been ghosted enough. Don't do this. Okay, so off camera I added some color corrector and some pretty natural lashes. So while I do this part of my routine, I just want to talk to you guys. I'm not going to really tell you guys what I'm doing because you've seen me do this a million times. But I want to talk about some drama that has been going on. I want to give you guys some of my thoughts. Not that you asked, but I'm still going to give it to you.
Who asked you?
If you did not know, there's some controversy, and I hate that word, but there's some controversy concerning him and something that he said in one of his podcasts a long time ago, I think in like 2015. Honestly, I feel like he is at the height of his career. Like, if you guys watch him, you know that he's been trying to do different things with all of his documentary series, and people were just kind of searching for ways to take him down. I'm filming this on March 21st, so I don't know what day it's going to be uploaded, but yeah, a few days ago this controversy was kind of at its height and everyone was kind of bashing on him. And personally, I just feel like everyone is offended by everything these days, and I'm like, especially knowing Shane Dawson, like I've been watching him for years, I don't really expect to take anything that he says seriously. And I know that sounds weird. He's funny. I feel like some of his jokes are very misunderstood and they're kind of taken out of context to the point where it does look crazy, but it's not. Like, it's just him being him. That being said, I do understand where people are coming from when they're like, yo, Shane, what is this about? But on the other hand, I'm like, it's like I said, it's Shane Dawson. Like, what are you expecting from him? Anyways, that's only a small part of what I actually want to talk about. If you guys follow Shane or his now fiance Ryland on Instagram, you will know that they just got engaged. When I am filming this, they actually got engaged yesterday, and a lot of people are saying that Shane only proposed to Ryland because he wanted to distract people from the controversy about him and his pets. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, I think you guys are on crack. If you watch Shane or Ryland, you'll know that in a lot of their vlogs and even just a lot of their random videos, they do talk, or at least they used to talk about getting married. And I remember one video specifically, Shane was saying like, yeah, if we were gonna get married, I would propose. Like, Ryland isn't the type to propose, it would be me proposing to him. I don't understand why people are saying he did this just to take everyone's mind off of the controversy. It was because it was their anniversary like a few days ago. It was literally Shane and Ryland's 3rd anniversary. Yesterday Shane posted on his Instagram saying that he had been planning this proposal for like 6 months, and things were like falling out and like things weren't coming into place. You know, finally they did come into place, and obviously the context of it, or I guess like the timing of it, wasn't perfect. Like he said, he's been planning it for 6 months, and it's up to you if you believe that or not. Personally, I believe it. Am I a little biased because I love him and I love his content? Yes. Hello, sweetie. We have a guest visitor who just wants to look at my makeup. Hello? Can you say hi? No? Okay, go. Bye-bye. Okay, anyways, like I was saying, the whole point of this rant was that I don't think that he proposed to Ryland just to distract from the controversy. Now, did it distract from the controversy? Yeah, it did. Whether or not that was his intent, that's what I'm asking you guys, is do you think it was his intent to distract from the controversy? So yeah, let me know. What do you guys think? Why can't we just be happy for them that they're engaged? Like, why does there always have to be like, oh, I'm happy for you, but I feel like you did this just to distract from the controversy. It's like, no, you can just be happy for someone. Anyways, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed through the rest of my face. Please leave your opinions down below in the comments. What do you think of the whole situation? For blush, I'm going to be going in with this palette by Morphe. This is their, I believe, Warm Master Blush palette, something like that. This is what it looks like inside. Isn't it so pretty? Now, like, if you know me, I don't use blush, but I saw this palette and I was like, this is so gorgeous. A girl might have to learn how to use blush. Because my eyes are kind of crazy and I plan on doing a kind of crazy lip that might wash out my skin, I feel like blush is really important to this look. So I'm going to kind of mix this and this, this and this, this and this. Go back and forth and then lay that down on my cheeks. Oh my god, my lash is popping off. Girl, I raised you better than this. Okay, so for my lower lash line, I want to play around with this blue and this kind of greeny blue aquamarine color. Let's go ahead and take that on a kind of tiny pencil brush from NYX. Ooh. Okay, she's a little pigmented. My bad. Excuse me. Last but not least, for lips, I'm going to go in with something that is also by NYX. This is their NYX Slip Tease Liquid Lipstick. This one is in the color Bang Bang. It's a really pretty kind of fuchsia purpley color. And the formula of these are so nice. Like, they honestly feel like you have nothing on your lips, but they dry down almost completely matte. Okay, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I'm gonna give you guys a little extreme close-up of the eyeshadow, so just so you guys can see how the colors are looking. I know my lashes are kind of wonky, but ignore that if you can. Oh my god, this lash. Sis, can you sit down, please? Jeez. So I guess what you guys are waiting for is, would I recommend the NYX Off Tropic palette? And honestly, the answer is no. While I do think it's really cool that NYX came out with such a colorful palette, there are definitely other palettes with a similar price that perform much better in my opinion. And one of those palettes would be the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. You guys have seen me use this bad boy multiple times on my channel because I love it. The formula is beautiful and it's affordable. Their eyeshadows always go on sales. You can always get, I think, a palette like this for sometimes $12, sometimes like $15. This is what the two palettes look like side by side. So as you can see, there are some pretty similar colors, and for that reason, I think if you are looking for a color scheme like this, I think you'd be better off going with the Juvia's Place palette just because of the formula and the price as well. So as you can see, there are the two bright pinks, there are the two yellows, and the two greeny blue colors. So I'm going to swatch those side by side just so you guys can see what I'm really talking about. Now obviously swatches are not totally indicative of how a product is going to perform on your lids, but they are pretty helpful, at least in my opinion. I think swatches are very helpful. The first color is always NYX, so it goes NYX, Juvia, NYX, Juvia's, NYX, Juvia's. So yeah, just so you can get an idea of how they are blending. I feel like you can really see a difference with this fuchsia color. As you can see, the NYX one looks kind of patchy compared to Juvia's Place. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but in person you can really see a difference. And same with the bluish green. The NYX formula is a little more crumbly, so I feel like that's kind of why I had some problems with it. But yeah, like I said, in general, they're not terrible eyeshadows. I just personally have worked with better, and so that's why I'm a little biased. So for that reason, I would say if you want a palette that has bright, booming colors, skip on the NYX and head over to Juvia's Place. That being said, I do love NYX. I love most of their lip formulas. I love their brushes. I do think they have a good selection of things. However, I do think this palette is a pass for me. If you are maybe scared of playing with color and you would rather build it up than have that pigment right away, then maybe this would be a good option for you because you do have to build them up quite a bit. But I do think it's beautiful. I mean, the packaging is super nice. I think we can all agree. The colors are well chosen. However, I do think the formula could have been a little more pigmented. But if you are a beginner, you might like it because it is so subtle. Anyways, that is my 2 cents on this palette from NYX. And let me know, have you guys tried this palette? Do you like it? Have you even seen it? Because like I have not heard much about this palette, so that's why when I saw it in the store I was like, I'm gonna have to try that. That is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!